ladies and gentlemen, we have another rank 1 team for you today. So it's going to be from LNDS Zhao Victor. I hope I'm pronouncing that close to correct. I'm probably not. And he is currently at 3392 ELO. So pretty insanely high number. Yeah, we're going to be going through. I saw the team he was using. We decided to use it for ourselves. Played 2 sets. Did crazy good. You're going to see how just, I guess, potent is the word for this team. But first, if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. And let's just get right into this one. So it's going to be Azumarill in the front with Typhlosion as your closer, and then Charjabug kind of as your safe swap. But hopefully, wow, hopefully Azumarill is good enough for your needs there. Something of note here, I think, is the Ice Beam moveset on Azumarill. So I know I'm usually touting how well Hydro Pump is this season, but if you look at our backline, it's really a testament to what we need to beat in the front, or what we need to beat in general to secure our backline to have as best like matchups as possible. And I think you're very much afraid of Gligar. So I want to have that Ice Beam because it's a little faster to get to. It's double super effective. The Gligar's not going to live through that, plus the bubbles. And that's mainly the point. So let's go ahead and get into the actual battles now. First game of the day, facing a Charjabug there. So Charjabug, obviously really tough for this team because you do want it against the Typhlosion, but I can't exactly switch into Typhlosion here. They're going to obviously hard counter me at any point of the game there. So I am doing the less than good thing and switching into my own Charjabug. So it's the mirror match, but they're up energy, right? So they're inclined to stay here. They'll always win this if they want to win it. Since they get to throw before I do, they get to know whether or not I shield or not. I do think they end up shielding here, which at least gives me a shield advantage. It means that now Typhlosion is going to have a lot of play in the back. Remember, Typhlosion does have Thunder Punch movesets there on the right. It is the Shadow Typhlosion, and I'm going to shield this. Definitely going to be a discharge here, and we're basically banking on 2 Incinerates being able to KO this, plus having this much energy is hopefully going to be enough. They end up coming in with a Lantern. Not great, but not like they're going to throw a move at us just yet. Well, they're going to throw one move at us here. We'll shield it. Obviously, Surf going to be able to probably KO from here. And I'm going to go for one more just to have good timing, and then I'm going to go for the Thunder Punch. Even though Incinerate and Blast Burn were resisted, look how much damage we have done to this Lantern. And I know they're going to be able to throw another move, another Surf rather than anything here, so I decided to switch into Azumarill. If they throw the Surf, obviously resisted. They can't make it to the Thunderbolt there. They do come in with the Skarmory. It's tough. We know they don't want to shield, but it's actually fine for us here because at some point they're going to have to Brave Bird, and right now we are nowhere near Brave Bird range. So if they do decide to Brave Bird right here, we'll probably be able to farm down since the bubble is going to be doing more damage since they got 2 times defense drop. Yeah, and Bubble got buffed last season, I believe, so it does a lot more damage, which is nice. They end up in a Gligar matchup here. This can be awkward for the Azumarill because the Shadow Gligar, if it lands the digs, can actually win this matchup in a more shielding scenario. They end up trying to catch here on an Azumarill. I think they're trying to catch the Ice Beam. So I come into the hard matchup, the hard win matchup of Charjabug, but I can't go for good timing here. So I'm just going to throw right away and then hope I can get the good timing later if they decide to shield. And if they don't decide to shield, that's fine. This is basically an Exeter range, and the good timing is going to be 2 volt switches, which is going to be 8 turns versus their 3 bubbles, which is going to be 9 turns. So you get under there at the perfect amount, only 1 extra turn for them, which is the minimum you can allow, the minimum allowed by the game. Basically, they end up catching, which is not great. And I'm actually going to just switch, I think, right into my Typhlosion. They actually have taken a decent amount of damage still with this what's it called, the Ice Beam. Since it is a Shadow Feraligatr, it is pretty weak. Pretty frail, I should say, not weak, because obviously it does an insane amount of damage with its attacks. But defensively, pretty weak Mon here. I'm going to shield this. I actually think I'm going to be able to incinerate down this. So it takes 10 turns for them to get to the next Hydro Cannon, which is enough for 2 Incinerates to come through, and I'm pretty sure I was going to be able to KO into 2 Incinerates. I do go for the big move here because I believe I can make it to another Ice Beam, so I want to make them shield here if possible. Yeah, I think that is the right move. We're obviously still going to outpace here. I think they're going to go for double Aerial Ace, but we will outpace to the double Aerial Ace either way. So bad timing here, but if I go good timing, they get to the move, and we have a chance to lose if I go for good timing. So yeah, near the end of the game, the timing doesn't really matter that much. They switch into the Feraligatr. I'm actually pretty slow to switch in here, but it is a normal Feraligatr, which means I'm less scared of like the Hydro Cannon farm down shield scenario. So I'm going to probably go for a discharge just right here. They are at 8, I believe. So if I had gone for good timing, they would have won CMP, which I obviously don't want. So now I'm going to shield. They're in, I think, 1 Volt Switch and Exeter range. So I'm going to try to go for that. They definitely are. It's not like they resist it in any way. They're not in a Azumarill. They don't have that extra subtyping. They end up going for another move here, and they can't really farm us down, so the worst thing that can happen is they switch and catch. But if they catch, it's just the same as winning switch. They're going to come back in with the Altaria. I try to get to the move that's going to do something. They have a Clodsire, not great. I do go for the Blast Burn. We're obviously going to get KO'd by anything this does. Earthquake, Stone Edge. If they do have, like... this is probably over. I imagine even if they have Sludge Bomb, 2 Sludge Bombs not going to be enough here. Although, Altaria still does some damage. And even though we have Ice Beam, which is double super effective against Altaria, we will need 2 Ice Beams no matter what. And they do have a little bit of energy lead. I don't want them to get to another move on this Clodsire. I don't want to be in, like, Moonblast range. That could be just absolutely terrible for us. So I want to make sure I survive this Moonblast, which I do, and I need to make sure that I also get to 2 Ice Beams, which I will be able to. Yeah, so hoping there's no, like, Dragon Breath breakpoint where they're doing extra damage to us on the Dragon Breaths, and we should be good because we do double resist Dragon Breath at the end of the day with our Fairy typing. And, yeah, I'm going to make it to 2 Ice Beams, like I said, so... Alright, Feraligatr lead. So, the Shadow Feraligatr is pretty scary for Azumarill. I'll say the regular one, not as scary. I do want to be throwing Play Roughs into this. They don't really have anything. They don't have anything that can hit us for neutral even from charge attacks. Obviously, most of their damage is going to be coming from, I think, the Shadow Claws, basically. They can throw the Hydras as well. They're in Ice Beam range, so if I do want to save a little bit of energy, good to note that I can go for an Ice Beam. I can also take 2 Hydro Cannons if I do want to gain a little bit more energy here, which I do. There's not too much I really can do with the Azumarill after this. I do go for good timing, but not, like, great timing, because I could go for a little bit more, but it is scary that I could probably get farmed down, and they end up coming in with a Skeleturge. I don't get any moves off here, and this is tough. They obviously have super effective fast attack damage with Incinerates against Charjabug, the bug typing being weak against fire, and they have Shadow Ball at the end of the day, which is just a strong hitting move, which is going to be tough for my Typhlosion to handle, right? And it's going to be hard for me to get shields because they did gain a lot of energy through our Azumarill as well. Yeah, we get a little bit of extra good timing here, just because 4-turn versus 5-turn is going to be in favor of the 4-turn move user. I do go for the kill here, but they shield. It doesn't really matter. I have to hope that I don't get one-shot by Shadow Ball, basically, or hope that they threw Discharge for no reason. But he ends up throwing the Shadow Ball. It's going to one-shot my Typhlosion, and that's just going to be GG. We don't even get to see what the last mon is. All right, Deoxys. So it is tough. They can have Thunderbolt. I think I'm going to try to catch here on Charjabug. I do think that I end up catching, but at the end of the day, I think I don't end up catching because they did end up throwing a Psycho Boost, which is what they wanted to do at the end of the day against this mon. I was trying to catch a Thunderbolt, rather, which would have been super effective against the Azumarill, but opponent Playing the timings well, knows what to do there. I think I do want to try to win Switch, but this is just a Night Slash, so I guess we'll end up winning Shield Advantage at least. Maybe Switch doesn't matter that much. We probably can end up farming this down with the Azumarill. Yeah, we'll farm this down with the Azumarill. I'll probably end up shielding. Oh, okay. I guess I'm going to rely on the bulk and go to the 2-shield Typhlosion, which makes sense. I just didn't remember this battle. This battle was actually 6 hours ago. I'm recording this video so late, so if my energy is low, that's on me, y'all. But I did want to get this rank 1 team out to y'all. Yeah, so Play Rough still does a lot of damage here, and now I'm all in on the Typhlosion. If they want to throw a Psycho Boost into me here, that's fine. I'm going to shield. I'm worried about them staying in and throwing another Psycho Boost because I don't know how much, even though it is two times attack debuffed, I don't know how much this is going to do, so I decided to go for the shield. They end up going for a Thunderbolt here, which is weird. You'd kind of want to go the other way around for that, but it's fine. They're going to shield the Splash Burn. Honestly, I just thought I could make it. I think this Night Slash is actually going to KO. We're so frail. We're so frail. But it's fine. I can get to this Play Rough. I will go for good timing. I actually go for a lot of extra moves. But I could have thrown at some point there. They end up going with Obstruct, which is weird. Obviously, it does lower our defense and raise their defense. So I guess it's fine. But yeah, having the 2 Night Slash or the 2 Dark moveset, not going to be great against the Azumarill at the end of the day, is it? And we end up winning. It's a triple counter team, actually. I just realized. All right, Vigoroth. We'd rather see it here in the front, I guess, just because Azumarill is resisting these counters at the end of the day. Whereas, even though they're neutral against, like, Typhlosion, they would still be doing a lot because we are obviously using the Shadow Typhlosion, and Typhlosion already frail at the end of the day. Why not make it 20% more frail against counter, which is the best fast attack for fighting types? Yeah, fighting attacks, yeah, obviously going to be really tough. And then you don't want to catch, like, you don't want to get hit by a Rock Slide there on Charjabug, which is obviously going to be super effective and going to be doing about 75%. It's like 70%, 70, 75. They end up having a Feraligatr. I decided to hard switch into Charjabug. Obviously ends up being just the worst idea I've ever had. They end up coming in with the Gligar. I do remember this matchup being very weird. They go for the move here, and then they get super greedy and try to go for like a farm down. Yeah, you resist all of the moves Charjabug has, but you still are taking damage. If I'm allowed to get to this X-Scissor, it's just terrible for them. And yeah, they end up having to use a shield here. Azumarill still has a decent amount of HP, not going to die to a dig. And, actually probably does die to a dig here, but I'm going to switch and try to get some extra damage in. Even though they do come in with a Feraligatr, since we have 2 shields and they have 1, we actually pace the same to Thunder Punch. So me basically taking away all of that energy with a shield is going to give me the upper hand. Even though they were so far ahead of me on energy, that shield caught me up and made me surpass them. So I'm going to outpace to all the moves here, and all of our moves are going to KO them as well. Plus, yeah, that shield advantage, again, just monstrous in this matchup. I do think they're technically at an Aerial Ace here on Gligar, which is going to KO Typhlosion. But we're going to be able to bubble this down. I think it's probably 2 bubbles away. The only thing is, could we go for a tie? But they would have needed 1 more, and yeah, we ended up winning that one. Registeel, pretty bad. They do switch to Goodra, which is good for us. Ignore that. Or don't. Hit the like button if you like this video. Yeah, we're resisting all of his charge moves, so I'm fine taking this and trying to go for the 0-1 scenario, of which they will still win. But I'm fine taking shields, right? Because we're looking to get Typhlosion here in the end. And if they get a little too greedy, you'll notice this in a lot of my videos. If I'm gonna win this, if I'm gonna be able to take a second shield from them, I'm gonna do that. I'd rather be in the 1-0 than the 2-1 because it gives them a little bit more play than you would think. And they end up coming back in the Registeel, which is weird. I come in with Typhlosion. I decide I'm gonna throw this Thunder Punch. And then I'm just going to switch and sacrifice Azumarill. But we're going to get the shield first because I'm going to be all in on this Typhlosion later. And I want to see if Azumarill can KO this. I'm pretty sure Play Rough. Is it enough? It's close. I feel like it probably doesn't KO. Actually, I feel like it does KO, to be honest. I kind of want to take... Okay. I kind of want to take this clock away from them, though, so I'm going to let them hit us for another Hydro Cannon. It doesn't KO. I probably shouldn't go for good timing here, though. Switch is getting close. And, yeah, we're going to KO them here with this Play Rough. And then if I get to a move on Reggie, I'm just going to throw whatever move. So probably just going to throw this Ice Beam. Oh, I end up getting them at the same time. So, yeah, this is just to delay the clock further. So I can come in Typhlosion, and, yeah, they're in one Blast Burn range. Obviously, we're going to outpace. They can't get to 2 moves with Registeel. They're just too big of a move. And these Incinerates chunk. But, yeah, this is going to KO, obviously. If we saw how much damage the Incinerate's doing, the Blast Burn's obviously going to be doing a billion times more damage. Bastiodon. So they end up switching right away into Victory Bell, which is weird because they usually... Well, maybe it's double grass. Okay, it must be just straight Grass Hole. Typhlosion's still going to do a lot of damage, and I decide to defer from going for good timing here, because I don't know how many Smackdowns I can actually take. Ends up I could have done 1, but yeah, it looks like 3 Smackdowns enough to KO me here, so end up coming back in the Azumarill. Obviously, I don't have Hydro Cannon, but luckily we did that Blast Burn damage, and the Bastiodon is at half-life. I'm using the shield here, almost exclusively because if it is Grass Hole, it's always wise to use your shields when you can because they don't allow you very many shield scenarios because they're a fast attack team. So if they're ever throwing charge attacks, might as well shield if you think they're not going to make it to many others. Ends up being a Tropius. I do go for the Ice Beam, which is double super effective, but I don't want to stay in there and take too much damage. I think the Charjabug's going to be fine. If you are playing this matchup out, Tropius versus Charjabug, it's definitely better to go for X-Scissor. X-Scissor is just a more efficient move, even though both moves have Stab, which is same type attack bonus, and both are neutral. So if both are neutral, you definitely want to be going for the X-Scissor. Yeah, and we're going to be able to farm this down. And again, I go for non-good timing here just to try to get my damage off. Yeah, I obviously could have gotten a Volt Switch in, but I don't know how close they are to this move, and... well, I'm saying that in the video now that I'm recording it. Obviously, at the time, I did know the timing, so maybe I was just scared of it. I don't know. Sand Slash. So it is Powder Snow, which is great for me. They're not throwing their move. Maybe they're going for some insane timing. No, they end up trying to catch on a Azumarill. Second person to try to catch on a Azumarill. And they're getting punished for it. Obviously, I do have Charjabug here, which is an electric type. Super effective against the water type. I do... Oh, they allow me for my next move to be good timing. I don't really care even if this is a Hydro Pump. I'm going to go for 2 and then Discharge. Again, just good timing. If they decide to shield, then I get to know what they're doing, and I can probably go into X-Scissor range here. End up coming in with this... End up coming in with a Sand Slash, and I am so tired. End up coming in with a Sand Slash, and yeah, I obviously have this Typhlosion for it, which is going to be throwing double super effective Incinerates. And yeah, we do have to use 1 shield here, but I like getting this lead. Even if it's like a Feraligatr, it'll be fine. Ends up being an Annihilate, which obviously is fantastic for us. I have a ton of energy on this Typhlosion, and we still have Azumarill, which is going to be resisting the counters and throwing super effective Play Roughs. Shadow Gligar lead. All right. Yeah, I mean, this is why we have Ice Beam. Just make sure they throw 2 moves in between here. And yeah, we wait for the second wing attack to come through. We throw this. This will KO. Probably they're going to shield. And I can go to the 0-2 shield if they really want to do that. I probably should have thrown on bad timing there and just try to go for the CMP. But I'm pretty sure I live here, so I'm going to throw this. They end up catching on Toxapex. Great for them. Fantastic for us, to be honest. We get another Charjabug into water type, and now we just have to hope this is not like a Tentacruel team. Although it wouldn't be that bad because they don't have like a water fast attack against the Typhlosion, so it's going to be fine here. We're obviously going to live a Sludge Wave. If I remember, this guy does something crazy. Yeah, he goes for the Brine. We'll definitely live 2 Brines here, so I go for the fast attack down. We survived this, I'm pretty sure. And I probably should be throwing Discharge. I think I end up throwing Exocet. Oh, because I have 2. But I died of the wing attack, so it doesn't really... Oh, do I die to the wing attack? I guess I don't. So, gonna KO this Gligar, or we're gonna take a shield. Either way, I'm fine with it. Probably just have to come in Typhlosion no matter what. Now, this is awkward. If they go for... commit to like a fast attack down, I think they could have done a lot here. But now we have 2 Thunder Punches, and I'm just gonna go back to back on bad timing for both. Because I don't want to get fast attack down, because I don't have very much health on Azumarill nor Charjabug, although both resist counter, which is a good thing, but I don't want to risk it. I think I'm actually pretty close to getting farmed down on both without doing much damage in the back to the Gligar. Alright, GG's to all my opponents. I don't want to go too long here just because I am so tired, but obviously this team hit rank 1. Again, shout out to LNDS Joao Victor. If I'm saying that name wrong, I'm so sorry. Someone in the comments can let me know how to say it correctly. They're at 3392, which is obviously crazy high. Oh, you know what I will do? I'm going to log into my game real quick. I forgot that I did get the Pika Libre and never showed you guys. So I'll show you here on the phone. I'll just show you through the camera, so this might be really scuffed. But if you haven't in this meantime, definitely hit the subscribe button and the like button, the thumbs up. And yeah, these are all my Pika Libres since Season 1. I've gotten every one. And our Season 19 one, which I got yesterday. Almost a hundo. Pretty sick. Alright. No shiny. I've never gotten a shiny Pika Libre. Unlucky. Only 19 of them in my inventory, so 1 for each season. No shiny. Maybe I can find someone to trade me one. I don't know how I would do that. I don't know very many locals that hit Legend, and I don't think... Well, I know locals that hit Legend, but I haven't seen anyone in local chat ever send that they got a shiny Pika Libre. Anyways, I probably don't have anything they want for it anyways. They probably would want to trade, mirror trade with Pika Libres. Anyways, I'm going to let y'all go. My eyes are like staying shut. All right. GG's to my opponents. I'll see y'all in the next one. Hit the like and subscribe, comment. Help me out everywhere you can. I'm out. Hey, thank you for watching the video. And if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out. And if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there. And I'll see you in the next one.